It was a clear Wednesday afternoon, September 10th, 2025, when thousands gathered at Cedar Valley University for what was supposed to be a routine campus appearance. It was the first stop of the American Renewal Tour, a 15-city circuit led by Jonathan Keller, a conservative activist who had risen into the national spotlight. What happened under that small pavilion would ripple far beyond one university lawn. Jonathan Keller was, by 2025, more than a campus organizer. He was a brand, podcast host, viral content creator, founder of Campus Liberty Network, and a regular presence on conservative platforms. He knew how to mobilize young people and how to draw a crowd. Born in 1993 in a Chicago suburb, Keller grew up in a religious household, active in youth groups and debate clubs. At just 18, he launched Campus Liberty Network to influence campus discourse. Over the years, his reach expanded. High attendance speaking tours, millions of podcast downloads, and a loyal base of supporters, as well as vocal critics. Cedar Valley's Sorensen Center courtyard was chosen for its intimacy. Organizers expected around 3,000 people. The university had posted a notice supporting free speech and promising safety measures. Local police, university officers, and Keller's private team were all present. Despite the permits and the presence of security, the days leading up to the event were tense. An online petition gathered nearly 1,000 signatures calling for cancellation. Students planned counter-demonstrations. Social media debates flared. Keller posted to X that morning, "Utah, are you ready? See you at noon." The post was later deleted. The event began on time. Keller took the stage under the shade of the pavilion and opened with familiar themes: civic duty, national identity, and a critique of campus culture. The format was simple, a moderated Q&A called Provoking Table Sessions, where students could come forward and debate face-to-face. About 20 minutes in, a student asked about the recent surge in mass shootings and what leaders could do. Keller leaned forward, reached for the microphone, and began to answer. Then, a single gunshot. A single impossible moment that split time into before and after. Eyewitnesses later described panic. Bodies diving behind planters, parents pulling children to safety, security rushing toward the stage. Keller's head snapped back. Blood appeared at his neck. He crumpled. From a rooftop across the courtyard, a dark-clad figure was captured on several phones, fleeing across the Lucy Center roof. Keller's team and police immediately carried him to a private vehicle and rushed him to Timberknock Regional Hospital. At the university, campus authorities locked down buildings and began sweeping the grounds. Within hours, national attention mounted. Images and videos spread across social platforms. Political leaders issued brief statements calling for common prayers. To understand why Keller's presence on a campus could attract such intense attention, we need to look back at his public life. Keller's Campus Liberty Network began as a small student group. Over time, it evolved into a national machine for messaging. Campus lectures, mentorship programs, and social media amplification. His podcast, The Jonathan Keller Show, combined political commentary with listener engagement and reached a broad youth audience. Before we continue, it's important to mention something. Videos like this take a huge amount of time and effort to produce. Every sequence, every piece of research, and every edit requires a lot of work from our team. If you're enjoying this deep dive and want to see more, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps us keep creating content like this. Critics accused him of stoking division. Supporters called him a necessary counterweight to liberal orthodoxy. From the moment the shots were fired, investigators combed the scene. Surveillance footage, Phone videos and witness statements were cataloged. Authorities traced the suspect's path across the rooftop and into a nearby neighborhood. A rifle was later recovered in a wooded lot outside the campus. The next 48 hours were chaotic. Names surfaced and were later withdrawn. Suspects were arrested and released, and speculation ran rampant. Eventually, investigators identified a 22-year-old suspect, arrested him in a neighboring town, and announced charges the following week. The shooting sparked intense national debate. Some commentators insisted the attack was evidence of rising political violence and called for stricter security at public events. Others warned against politicizing a crime still under investigation. International observers described the episode as a symptom of a deeply polarized civic culture. Meanwhile, campuses across the country grappled with what it means to host controversial speakers, protect free expression, and keep students safe. Beyond the political fallout, there were human stories. Keller's family, his staff, and the students who witnessed the attack all carried lasting trauma. Vigils drew hundreds who came to grieve, protest, and demand answers. Whatever one's views of Keller's politics, the event left people asking new questions about safety, rhetoric, and responsibility. Experts say political violence rarely springs from a single cause. It grows where rhetoric, grievance, and accessible weaponry meet a volatile social media ecosystem. The Cedar Valley shooting forced institutions to reassess event security and the broader culture that allows extremist ideas to spread unchecked. The opening stop of an otherwise ordinary tour became a national turning point, a reminder of how fragile public life can be when politics turns violent. As investigators, courts, and communities seek answers, the broader debate continues. How do we preserve open dialogue without risking lives? How do we build a civic culture that can withstand difference without descending into danger? This story is still developing, and it touches on issues that affect us all: free speech, campus safety, and the rising cost of political polarization. For now, Cedar Valley's lawn sits quieter than before. The pavilion remains in place, a small monument to a day the country will not soon forget.